Amsterdam is a beautiful and exciting city, full of beautiful historic and modern architecture. This video is a tour guide for architecture lovers who want to visit this city and take a look at the most eccentric, contemporary and stylish buildings in Amsterdam. The city center is full of beautiful historic buildings, and it is organized by a very elaborated canal system that makes Amsterdam so unique. Most of the buildings have the same aesthetic and pattern, tall and narrow, because the more wide the house was, the more taxes the owner would pay. So they built very narrow buildings, some of them with just one window. This aesthetic becomes so popular that even the new buildings follow the same pattern. Taking a boat through the canals is the best way to know the city. In some canals we will find some interesting boat houses like this. Amsterdam is a city with a lot of museums and art exhibitions, and one of the most visited is the Van Gogh Museum. The initial building was designed by the architect Chait Goli in 1973. And in 1999, the architect Kurokawa designed the extension wing. This new entrance was designed by the Hans van Heijswijk architects and built in 2015. It has a beautiful elliptic shape, half glass, half stone, and it is connected to the main building by the underground. Near the Van Gogh Museum, there is the Stedelijk Museum. It is well known as a prestigious contemporary art museum. The main building was created in 19th century, and the extension was designed by Benton Crowell Architects in 2012. This building is so unique. It is different than everything else, almost like a sculpture floating in the plaza. This amazing building was built in the 19th century with a combination of Gothic and Renaissance styles. The details in the facade are stunning. In the year 2000, the Spanish architects Cruz and Ortiz redesigned the interiors of the museum and created an impressive new entrance. The Central Station is another architecture masterpiece. Facing the city center, there is the old, massive and monumental building. And facing the river in the north side, there is a new modern extension by Benton Crowell Architects. The most interesting in this building is that it can connect trains, buses, ferries, trams and of course bikes in a fluid system, and at the same time create a pleasant public space with plants, restaurants and shopping areas. In the Central Station, you can take a free boat to the north side of the city and visit the iFilm Institute by Delugan Meisel Associate Architects. This sculptural building is the visual landmark of the new Amsterdam North Quarter. With a dynamic geometrical shape and cinematographic angles, the museum is very inspiring. This north expansion area of the city is growing, and you can see a lot of new modern apartments, office buildings and cultural places. Here in the north side, there is also the Straat Museum, which is a graffiti and street art museum inside a huge old warehouse. This whole area was an industrial area used by the Netherlands Dock and Shipbuilding Company, the NDSN, and nowadays they transformed it into a cultural cool place, with urban art exhibitions, markets and restaurants. The exhibition inside the museum is stunning, and the space has a unique industrial and Hof charm contrasting with colorful artworks. Moving to the south of Amsterdam, there is a new area under development, the Zuidas district. With new residential and office buildings, this area is giving Dutch architects an opportunity to express their creativity. And the most impressive building is the Valley by MVRDV. The main feature of the design is the overwhelming deconstruction of the volume, creating a valley shape with multi-level terraces that will be full of plants in the future. The contrast between the glass facade and the stone irregular shapes is like a provocative message to break the buildings into outdoor livable spaces. This is why I love Amsterdam, a city that inspired and breeds creativity, a city of diversity, a city for artists. Let me know in the comments your opinion about the buildings and give more suggestions. Thank you so much for watching.